Hi everybody, this is Lorraine with Chat and Craft with Lorraine, and I just wanted to show you this birthday card organizer kit. That's a new kit that Stampin' Up! Has right now. I think it's a perfect Christmas gift for a college student that wants to be organized to send out birthday cards back home to family and friends, or an aunt or an uncle, a parent, a grandparent. I also heard somebody say they thought it would make a great bill organizer. I don't have all the details on how that would work, but I'm sure there's lots that can be done with it. So I have not opened this yet myself. This box came inside a bigger box. I did not have plastic on this one. It just opens up from here. And it's an all-inclusive kit. So it has everything in it that you would need to put this together. So you could, if you gifted this to someone, you could give it to them like this, and they could put it together the way they want, or you could make the cards and organize it for them, and then they would send the cards, and then the next year you could give them more cards. So let's take a look at what's in here. This is tear and tape, which is a really strong adhesive that you tear and tape. So it's double-sided adhesive. You rip off a piece and then you peel off this release paper that's on the top, and it's sticky. This part comes in shrink wrap. I would save this box. If I were going to gift this to someone, I would put it back in that box if I made it. And let's open this up and see what is in here. All right, so you have some what I call bling. These are adhesive dots. They're like mini glue dots. And there we go. We're back again. I don't know if I did that or if it just came back. But these are like iridescent, sequiny kinds of things that must go on the cards. Here are your envelopes. So some have a crumb cake in the inside. Ooh, these are cute. Some have a evening evergreen or soft succulent gingham kind of print. And then there's the cards. I didn't check to see how many. I'm going to count the envelopes. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 12 cards and envelopes, I believe, that you would make. And I think there's 2 different styles of card bases. Yes. So there's polka dots, and then there's the gingham. Now, a lot of people would probably cut these in half and cut them down a little bit and get double the amount of cards by adding some cardstock, but you don't have to do that. So there's 2 different style of cards you would make. And then here are the pieces you would need to make the cards. And the flowers are colored in for you. And there's quite a few of these. Those are all the same. These are the months of the year, I guess, to put on the tabs. And you have a couple of different languages. I see some English on here, but I don't see all the oh, here we go. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So you have a full year in English and then some other languages. These tabs say it's your day. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, and they come in different languages. These labels, some happy birthday labels, happiest birthday, excuse me. And then here is the organizer, And the instructions are always attached to the cardboard. I probably opened that up backwards, but there's the instructions. Here's a piece of cardboard. And then here is the organizer book. Now I know someone that colored this additionally with the blends. They wanted it a little bit darker, a little bit more colored, but you could do whatever you want with that. And then it has these pockets that are kind of gusseted so that you can fit things in here. So this would probably be January, and you could write the names of the family members here on the date of the month when their birthday is. You could put the cards in here. Here, if I were making this for a college student, I would either address the envelopes for them already, or I would give them the addresses printed out on a piece of paper here. But knowing how my daughter was as a college student, I think I would address the envelopes and maybe even put a stamp on them for her. So you have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and another pocket back here. And you could put some extra envelopes or some extra cards back here, addresses, like I said, stamps, all kinds of things like that. Now I'll show you the cards that you can make with this. So here's the organizer. Here's what I would call the masculine card in the kit, and here is the more feminine card. So let's see if I can put those together. Like I said, I have not looked at this ahead of time, but I think we can figure it out. The directions come without words. They are just pictures, and that way they can have them in work for all the different languages. So if I were really sitting down to put this together, I would do it assembly line style, and I would get all of these card bases and all of these out, do that step. Then I would do all of the next step and continue that way. But I'm just going to make one today. So we will just take one out of each thing that we need. Oh, and this has adhesive on it. The It's Your Day is adhesive, so I'm not going to pull that off yet. So we'll need one of these. You can see this is die cut already for you. It's very, very pretty. It's petal pink and evening evergreen. There's a couple of little flowers, a leaf, and another flower. And here is one of the cards. I'm going to get these out of the way. This is a nice heavy cardstock to this card. Feels very good. And they made this card in the landscape orientation. And the picture is showing me here to use the roll of tear and tape and put some tear and tape across the back of this piece. So that's what I'll do first. Straight, and they show this going right across just about the middle of it, nice and straight. Okay, and then the smaller pieces, 1, 2, 3, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, have little dots on them, the little adhesive. Now, some people love these. You either seem to love these little dots or you hate these little dots. if you don't like them, you don't have to use them. You can use your liquid glue, or you could use your snail instead. You could use whatever you want. I kind of like these days. Whoops, that doesn't have any sticky on it. I left the sticky behind. I'm using my scissors, but you could also use your pick tool to just get these little tops off. Okay, and I'll put a couple up here. They give you plenty of these. You will usually have some left over. And the same with the dimensionals, and then they show some dimensionals on this. So you would want to put them near the pieces that stick out. Okay. And then they show it laid down. Now I know the piece with the dimensional is going to pop up, so I probably can fit my pieces underneath it. I'm not taking the paper off just yet. I'm going to leave the paper on so that it's not sticky, and I'm going to place this the same way they have it, and then I'll fit these in because I might bump into dimensional and have to move it a little bit, but I'm going to put those in where I want them. This one's going to go up here. And where is this one? I didn't take my papers off on this one. Whoops, sorry. One more. Okay, and then this comes off down here. Okay, now I'll take these off and make sure I get it just where I want it. I certainly want to have those pieces, the ends of those covered up. There we go. And it has one of these on there. Put that under here just a tad. It's your day. And then it does show, it has some of these iridescent things on it. It doesn't show those specifically in the directions, but I can see them on the picture here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do that just the way, whoops, that they did it. And I popped that sequin off without the glue dot, so I'm putting it back on and just giving it a really good press down, and now it will stay. I like to press them on before I pull them off, and I'm not being too exact with where I'm putting them, but I'm going similarly to how they have them. And they seem to have a little different hue to them, and so I'm just mixing it up. And that's the first card. So what did I say? There were 6 of these, so you could make those up pretty quickly, or you could just make one and have the recipient make the others. This one would go, I think, in the envelope that has the crumb cake stripes on it. It would match with that. Okay, and then we'll do one of what I call the masculine. it shows you, to get started, it shows you all the pieces that you will need. So I need one of these. Well, where's the one I started? Here it is. One of these triangles and an evergreen and soft succulent triangle and a word that says happiest birthday. Oh, again, those are self-adhesive, so I won't pull that off just yet. All right, and we'll see how they suggest making this. So they are putting tear and tape on 3 sides of this triangle. Oh, I see. Actually, they didn't put it on the long side, or the hypotenuse, I think that's called. Any math teachers on here? I hope not, because I might be wrong. But if there's no math teachers, I might sound like I know what I'm talking about. And then I'll put some on this triangle. And before I take the tear and tape off, I'm going to figure out how these go on, because the tear and tape does not have wiggle room. It's going to stick where we put it. So I believe this one is going to fit, yep, edge to edge, corner to corner, right there. And then this one is going to go over it. And this 3 patterns on the front of a card, that's a very popular card design these days. I see a lot like that. So I'm going to peel this off, and I'm going to work very hard to get it lined up top, bottom, and edge. And sometimes I use my trimmer to do it, because your trimmer's very square, but I didn't bring that over here with me. Okay, so there's that. Now I'll take the backing off of this one. And we'll put this in the corner. And sometimes these have little dots where you separate it off, and I just run my scissors along them and kind of shave that off. There we go. And then happiest birthday. Love it when they're self-adhesive like that. I have to stand up to make sure I'm getting this straight. Right about there. And I'm going to put a few little iridescent dots on there. Okay. So some people don't put bling on a card they think is masculine. I think this is, these sparkly things are okay. I might not put pearls on a masculine card, but I think these are okay. Who doesn't like a little glitter for their birthday? So there's the other card. And this card would go with this envelope, perhaps. Well, I like that envelope with the checks too. So really doesn't matter. You could mix and match them. All right, and then you have just a little bit more to put together. So on the first page here, and this can turn around, we're going to put January. And of course, you would pick out the language that you want. And you would put your sticker down like that, and you would continue through with your different months. So that is the birthday card organizer kit. I would in the envelope if you want. You could just put them together, and then I would slide it in here. And that would be all ready for the birthday month. You could even, like I said, address and stamp the envelope if you wanted to for somebody. And it has, you know, pretty big rings on it. It's gonna get fat when you put the things in there, but it should be just fine. So if you would like to find out more about this birthday card organizer kit, I put a link in the description. You can click on that and it will take you to my online store where you can read all about it. You can order it. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you live in the US, I would love to be your demonstrator. So let me know if you need a catalog or you would like help making cards. I love to share the joy of card making by making cards with other people, helping people to make cards, and sending cards. It's a great hobby. I think you would love it too. All right, have a great rest of your day, and watch for more information on Chat and Craft with Lorraine. Have a great day. Bye-bye.